Hi, and welcome to My Story with Care Credit. We all have stories, but what makes these stories unique is that they are about people who are able to get life-changing treatment, procedures, or medical care for themselves, their family, and their pets. All of the people featured on My Story with Care Credit did it with their Care Credit credit card. Care Credit is a leading national healthcare credit card that can enable you to get many of the procedures and treatments you want now and pay over time with everyday promotional financing on purchases of $200 or more. Care Credit is accepted at hundreds of thousands of locations nationwide to pay for care whenever you need and want it. I'm your host, Amy Freena. Today, we're going to hear a story from a young woman who lost her front tooth right before she was supposed to go on the vacation of a lifetime with her boyfriend's family. Let's find out how this story had a happy ending.
Hi, my name is Elizabeth, and Care Credit helped me overcome my biggest fear. My biggest fear has always been losing my teeth. I've always had really bad luck since I was little with my teeth, unfortunately. I've just always had really poor low calcium, and so one of the biggest ones was losing my front teeth. So it's a week before I leave on this trip to Barcelona with my boyfriend and his family for the first time. And I was talking to my coworker about all the food and drinks that I'm gonna try while I'm there, and I made this gesture of, and next thing you know, my front tooth is just folds and it just kind of goes boop. And I'm thinking, oh my God, it's actually happened. Like, I'm losing my teeth. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do or if I can even leave now because I have a front tooth missing, and how am I gonna travel like that and go abroad and take family photos with my front tooth missing? Like, who does that? My next big fear was, how am I even going to afford this? I just saved so much money to go on this big trip, and now I have this big financial burden. It was very expensive to do the work. I freaked out. I called my dentist, and thankfully that very same day, I was able to set up my Care Credit credit card, and Care Credit was there to save the day. I was able to go on my trip, have no worries, and now I have a beautiful smile. Thank you, Care Credit, for saving the day.
Hey, I'm Amy, and today we have a special guest, Elizabeth, who is going to tell us about her Care Credit story. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. So tell us about how did your journey with Care Credit start?
Well, it all started when I lost my front tooth.
Your front tooth. I see all your teeth right now, so that's good.
Yeah. So it was about a week before I was supposed to go, or I went on a family trip with my boyfriend and his family to Barcelona.
So not even your own family?
No, yeah. It was
no
first
pressure.
time, yeah. First time traveling with his family and him abroad. And the Monday before we leave, you know, my front tooth out of nowhere just kind of pops off. I've always had dental issues since I was little.
Okay.
And so I knew it was something that I would want to get done.
Yeah.
But I was waiting a few years to save money to do it, because it is pretty expensive, and insurances don't cover everything.
Right.
And so, unfortunately, it just had to be done when it happened. And I'm sitting at work talking about this amazing trip to Barcelona, and out of nowhere I make this gesture because I'm so excited about all the sangria and the food we're gonna try.
I would do that too.
And I go like this, and like I'm so excited, and out of nowhere I just feel my front tooth just fold out, and I think, oh my God, this can't be happening.
No.
A week before I leave for Barcelona with my boyfriend and his family, like, just one of the biggest fears I've ever had. And
was
here
this
it is.
the first time you had met his family?
No, luckily
okay,
but it was our first time traveling abroad, and you know, family portraits and photos are going to be taken the entire trip, and
how
am I supposed to travel with, you know, missing teeth? Like, no.
Did you cry?
No.
I would have.
Oddly enough,
So you're better than me.
I was okay. You know, I knew that my dentist would take care of me. But the other bigger fear was taking care of this cost. It's expensive.
Right.
And here I was, spending enough money already on this trip to Barcelona.
Of course.
And I thought, who has the money to get, their teeth done?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and so, in a pinch, Care Credit came through.
Mm-hmm.
It really helped me put all of my stress and any worries aside.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to enjoy the trip. And
you had your sangria and your food.
Yeah, exactly. And a great new set of teeth. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So so let's back up a little bit. So you go to the doctor, or
Yeah.
you're to your dentist, and you say, this happened to me. I'm so obviously rather distraught.
Yeah.
And I need this fixed now, not in a couple weeks, right now.
Exactly.
So I'm sure that they offered you, like, well, here's some payment options. How did you
Yeah.
choose Care Credit over the other options?
It was the first option.
Really?
It was
And you're
the
like,
first
one and done.
I said, let's go. I've heard of this before. And yeah, the Care Credit company wasn't foreign to me. I'd seen it before and whatnot. And so I thought, let's do it. I have to.
Right.
And yeah, it was really simple to get it all set up.
Okay.
And get approved, which made it very convenient as well.
Right, of course. And you could worry about it and still go on, or not worry about it and go on your trip.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was very frightening and stressful at first, but I knew I'd be taken care of, and I was.
So you said earlier that you were waiting a couple years to do a full procedure.
Right.
So did you ended up doing the full
Yes.
procedure right then rather than waiting?
Exactly. Yes.
What a blessing that offered it to you.
It was definitely a blessing in disguise. It was a matter of, I either take care of one tooth or I do the, all my front teeth.
The whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah, exactly. And so it was something that my dentist and I had discussed before, and I think she was more stressed out than I was. I was like, okay, it's time. We're going to do it.
Right.
This has to happen now.
Right.
And my only stress at the time was being able to afford everything.
Of
'cause
course.
It's so expensive.
Hey, I've had dental work done. I know.
Yeah.
So when you're on this trip with your family, with your boyfriend's family, I mean, how your confidence obviously is radiating because now not
Yeah.
only was one thing fixed, but everything's fixed, and you're feeling so
Yeah.
good about yourself.
Exactly. I was able to travel. It was an amazing trip, and worry-free. Able to go on the trip, enjoy all the food,
All the
and
family
sights.
photos.
Exactly.
You had said earlier that before you got the Care Credit credit card that you had heard about it. How did you hear about it?
I had heard about it before from previous dental work that I had gotten done.
Okay.
I had crowns and veneers before done,
Okay.
and so I wasn't satisfied with my work prior, so I knew it was something that I would have to get done again.
Have you used your Care Credit card for anything else?
Yes.
Oh, yes. Well, tell us more.
Have. So about 6 months later, after I go through this teeth falling out incident, I visit my optometrist, and I had issues with my vision, my eyes being very dry.
Okay.
And I had a buildup on my oil glands. So
Okay.
when I was blinking, my eyes weren't getting moisturized, basically.
Interesting.
And so there was this treatment that my optometrist recommended called the LipiFlow treatment.
Okay.
It's not covered by insurances.
Of course.
And so I prepared for it. Come the new year, I had set aside money through my employer with my FSA health card.
Okay.
And so I have the treatment done. I go to pay for it, and they tell me that my FSA health card is denied. Now, I know that's not possible.
Right.
Because I've saved the money. It was all available to me up front. And so I call this company that is, the FSA card, healthcare company. And they tell me that the reason my card wasn't working was because they had closed out that card and sent me a new one in the mail.
Well, that's timely.
Yeah, exactly. So here I am at my optometrist trying to pay
Oh my
for this
gosh.
procedure. Again, that's not covered by insurance.
Right.
And it's easily over $1,000. But luckily, I had my Care Credit credit card
So you said,
on hand.
no problem.
Yep.
I got this.
Exactly.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. So you've had a lot of last minute
Yeah.
little things that
yeah.
have happened that ended up working out in your favor.
And Care Credit was there in a pinch to help.
I love that. If there's anyone out there that's listening or watching that's maybe debating how to finance some kind of big procedure, what advice do you have for them?
I would say really plan out what it is that you are planning on getting done. Maybe plan it a year ahead and get the CareCredit credit card.
So tell me about your level of satisfaction with the CareCredit credit card.
Oh, it's great. It's been really easy, you know, with the 2 procedures that I had and coming through and being able to use it both times.
Right. In a pinch.
In a pinch, yeah. It's so difficult sometimes, especially when, again, health providers, insurances don't cover everything.
Right.
That you're able to, well, at least that I'm able to rely on my CareCredit credit card. I intend to potentially use it if I decide to get LASIK in a year or 2.
Okay, so that's on your radar.
Yeah. So again, I'll probably plan that out and see what that will look like in the big picture, how much that might cost.
If you were to leave a review for CareCredit online, what would it be? What would you say?
I would say thank you for one. Thank you for coming through in a pinch. They've made it really easy for these 2 procedures that I had, which really helps when you're trying to, you know, balance life, finances, and also take care of emergencies like this. And I would say definitely consider applying and having one.
Okay, Elizabeth, well, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. I know you've inspired me and others at home. Thank you for your
so
time.
much for having me.
Elizabeth's smile and photos from the trip are beautiful, and CareCredit was proud to be a part of it. Remember, CareCredit is a leading national healthcare credit card that can enable you to get many of the procedures and treatments you want now and pay over time with everyday promotional financing on purchases of $200 or more. CareCredit is accepted at hundreds of thousands of locations nationwide to pay for care whenever you need and want it. If you are interested in applying for a CareCredit credit card or would like to find a provider in your area who accepts CareCredit, visit us at carecredit.com.